you coming up? Mr. B? It's too hot. Hi everyone, it's Mike here. So it's Sunday. The weather outside is absolutely scorching hot. So hot, in fact, that we've all had to come inside the house just to cool down a little bit. Mr. Bentley is all hot and bothered, so he's taken himself off, probably so he'll lie on one of the beds somewhere. I've been just pottering in the craft room and I came across a project I started sometime earlier this year and never actually finished. Now I'm going to show you it. So it was a mixed media canvas that I'd started, and the reason I never finished it was because I was waiting for the gloss gel medium to dry on the paintbrush end. And of course it's dried, caused an airtight seal on it, so all the stuff underneath now is not going to dry. It's never going to go clear, or it may go clear, but it'll probably take forever to do so. That's probably, you can see the light shining on it really badly, bleaching everything out. But that was the reason why I never did anything else with it. I was waiting for this to actually dry. So I've had a look to see if I can find the film where I use that I filmed the beginning process of it. It's gone. It's probably, you know, it's been probably sitting there for like 5 months on my computer, so I've obviously not thought about it, and I've just thrown it in the trash and not even realised that I've done it. So what I thought I would do is that I would actually finish this off, but do it in real time, if I can. So providing it doesn't take too long to finish off, then I'll do it in real time. If it does take longer than, say, half an hour, I will probably end up speeding it up. So if you continue watching it and it goes into fast forward, then you'll know that it took me longer than half an hour to finish. Right, switch over to my overhead camera then. Okay, so I'm going to begin just by adding some white gesso. So this is the white gesso from Indigo Blue. I'm nearly out of white gesso, so I'm going to have to see if I can purchase some more from somewhere. So I'm just going to try and get into all the nooks and crannies. It'll probably take more than one coat anyway. So while I'm doing this, obviously I'm trying to do this video in real time. So I'll cover everything as best I can. Try and get the paintbrush handle. Everything is sitting on a paintbrush handle, so I'll just see if I can show you. It's a very inexpensive paintbrush that I picked up from a discount store where everything is £1, one of those type ones. And there's 3 in the pack. I thought they'd be perfect for doing a canvas with. So everything else on the canvas, the diamond pattern is from the TCW stencil at the Harlequin stencil. I know I'm not going to get all the way in those flowers, so I'm just going to go as much as I can over the top. But they're paper flowers anyway, so they will soak up any colour that you put on them. The clock face is the weathered clock, Tim Holtz Sizzix Biggs die. The paper flowers are, I believe they came from Happy Mail. I don't normally have paper flowers in my stash. I used to have hundreds of the things, but I gave them all away to a friend because I just wasn't using them. But these arrived in Happy Mail, and I just kept a small bunch just in case when creating this one. And the face is a resin or plaster resin face. It's from Prima. So that's a Prima product. I can't remember the exact, it's architecture or something like that anyway. If I can remember what it is, I will put a link on the bottom of the screen to say which product it is. I think they are still available. I was looking recently for some other stuff. and saw that they were still for sale. But that was on eBay, so just gessoing over. Like I said, it probably will take a couple of coats. Try to avoid brush strokes, but I don't think that's going to be too possible. I don't want to get the flowers too wet because they'll start to lose the shape, and we don't want crumpled flowers. Just do the back of the paintbrush. Okay, so just grab a little bit of that gesso and do the sides as well. This is a pre-gessoed canvas. I don't really need to do this, but I'm just going to do it anyway. All the small gallery wrap canvases I get are all pre-gessoed, but it never hurts. So I'm going to grab the end of that one, just to go over it again with a little bit more, just so I know for definite that everywhere's covered. I did mention that the stencil that I used at the back was the TCW Harlequin stencil, but I did the texture with gloss gel medium, the same stuff that I put on the paintbrush head, and that was the super thick Slap It On from Indigo Blue. That's the stuff there. Just happens to be to hand because I used it the other day on a project, so I'm not too bothered there about some of the black from the bristles showing through. See how warm it is. Look, that's dried on my craft mat already. It's a very, 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 very warm and hot day here in the UK. Beautiful out. We've spent all morning in the garden, well, right the way up to about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, which is what time it is about now. What time is it now? It's 2:15. There you go. So 2:15 on Sunday, the 18th of June. If you were wondering, there we go. So that's probably about all the gessoing I'm going to do on there. I'll clean that up in a minute. First of all, heat gun. Give it a blast. It shouldn't take too long to dry. A, because gesso doesn't take long to dry, and B, because it's a blooming warm day today. And then we'll decide on what we're going to do, what colours we're going to use. Now, I have got by my side here some pastel colours. I say pastel colours, what I call shabby chic colours, that I was using on a class sample. I'm doing a workshop on Thursday, and these are the colours that I'm going to be using. Now these are already out, so I might just use these for this project, but they may just be a little bit too subtle. I think that's probably it. It's probably dry. Now, brush. And what I would like to do is to create a spritzer with one of those acrylic paints. And I think I'm going to, I've got a bottle here that I can use. Let's see, what should we use first? Should we do a base of the blue? Just squeeze, ugh. So there might actually be too much in there. give it a quick. I did say about tidying up the craft mat first, didn't I? Just get rid of that. You can tell this is unrehearsed and unprepared. That's better. Okay, where's that cloth? This is my wipe everything cloth. I'm just going to drop that down on there, because if I get any splashes, it won't matter. Okay, so I think we'll go hoping that's not too subtle. There might be too much water in that, but let's give it a go, see what happens. Maybe another blast. Okay, I'm going to leave it like that because I've just had a little bit of a wee idea. Just get rid of some of that water in there. I'm going to grab this Golden Sun yellow and squeeze some of that in here, which is another spritzy bottle. And then I'm going to use the yellow in this side. Typical. Go on, that squirts in the wrong direction. Now I'm hoping, so this is just squirted all over my fingers, that blue will mix with the green. I'll just add a little bit more water, and then where's that blue spritzer bottle? Perfect. Got some nice greeny tones happening there as well now. And I don't mind that dribble either. Right, grab the blue. A bit more up there. Grab the yellow. Just there. Okay, so because I've got a few pink tones in there, I'm going to just mix a little bit of pink on the craft mat with a bit of water. And I'm just going to add some very subtle pink splatters. Maybe a little bit more. That'll do. Okay, let's get that heated. Heated it up. Okay, so now that's dry, I'm going to bring back my gesso and then I'm just going to dry brush very, very gently. One of those jobs that you tend to lose yourself in when you start to add the gesso. And I would say it's difficult to concentrate on adding the gesso to pick up all the detail and talk at the same time. Normally I don't have any problems talking. The balance with the gesso is trying to get enough on so that you can actually see it, but not let it overpower and take over. If you get what I mean. Difficult. It's not difficult, but it is difficult trying to get that balance, or strike the balance of getting the right amount of white on. But I suppose the trick is you just keep on going until you're happy with it. And sometimes when I add white gesso, when I'm doing this, it's not white enough, and I end up going back in again later on with titanium white acrylic paint to try and unify all the colour, particularly in the background. Probably won't end up doing that with this. Let's get some white in there. That's it. I think actually it's quite subtle enough to be able to get away with it altogether. The trick is knowing when to stop. And that's the trick, is knowing exactly when to say enough is enough. Okay, so it's missing just one more thing. Now I'm going to try and find something that I can use just as a page title. So I need a word or something, so I need to find my Tim Holtz Big Chat stickers. So at the minute I'm not sure where they are, so I will be back as soon as I've found them. Typical, they were right in front of my face and I didn't even see them. Now these may be too big. So what are we going to use? Okay, I think we have a winner. So we have live, create, tell the story. So I think I might cut that in half. If we can find it, there we are. Put that up there. I will seal that down later, and then it can go there. And I think actually that'll do. So if you've stuck with me so far, I'll now let you into a little secret. Yes, I did go back later on with titanium white acrylic paint, because when that gesso had dried completely, it did die back and I didn't think it was striking enough. But the photographs at the end of the video are the ones that I took after adding the titanium white. Now, I don't know whether my lights here are going to be far too bright for you to get a decent look at it there, but that's the finished canvas. And I did go over the small talk stickers, not the big chat ones, I ended up using the small talk ones, with some of the blue Mod Podge paper. So that's the matte one. So I just went over the top of those just to seal them in after I'd added the titanium white dry brush in. So that was it, all done, all dusted and finished. So if you did enjoy watching that in real time with just the drying bits cut out, please remember to give it a thumbs up, share the video with your friends, and if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel already, you can do so by clicking that button at the end of the video. That's all from me for now. I will see you all again real soon. Bye for now.